whether or not that particular event took place doesn't change whether or not the resurrection of Jesus really occurred.
After contemplating in line, I realized there might be a high likelihood of me sounding really dumb when I ask this. So
You're
my
fine,
question,
man. Go ahead.
so earlier, like, while you were like, I don't think preaching is the right word, but while you were like giving your presentation, you talked about how, like, when there's a, oh my gosh, impact event, impact event, you typically remember like it very well, like what you were doing in that moment and whatnot.
Right, yeah.
All right, so I'm pretty sure that in like Matthew, there's an earthquake or something that he mentions, but there's not in the other Gospels. And I was wondering, since that was like an impact event, I get that it was like a while in the future, but since it was an impact event, wouldn't it have made more sense for them to maybe all remember an earthquake?
You're talking about the tombs opening up in Matthew chapter 27?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Some people say, why isn't that in other passages? We don't know why it's in other passages. Mark is a shorter gospel. It doesn't contain a whole bunch. John is sort of a different gospel where he's talking more about the private conversations that Jesus had with people. So the only other possibility it would be in would probably be Luke. And Luke is the longest of all Gospels, and he appears to be running out of scroll by the time he gets to the end of his Gospel. And he compresses a whole bunch of events into a very short period of time. Apparently, he didn't think it was necessary to put in. Whereas Matthew is written to the Jews, trying to get Jews, the Old Testament saints maybe came out for a while, and then it doesn't say what happened to them after that. He's talking to Jews, so he wants to get Jews to believe. So we're speculating. We don't know why. But whether or not that particular event, I'm speaking as now not somebody who's assuming that the Bible is the Word of God, whether or not that particular event took place doesn't change whether or not the resurrection of Jesus really occurred. Okay? So we're speculating a bit to say, why isn't it in other passages? All of these gospel writers had a purpose, and they couldn't include everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was pretty dumb of me.
No, it wasn't. It's not a dumb question. You're asking questions that scholars ask. That's a good question, Caleb.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.